Hello, everyone. Good day to all of you. I see that you are joining from different time zones, early in the morning in California, all the way to late at night in Malaysia and other places. Thank you all for joining. So, as usually we bring people and give a topic, but this time we thought we will do something little bit different. We thought we will give you all of you a chance to talk about your company, your story, because the purpose we started this empowering Chocopreneur series is to make sure we grow the community. The chocolate making community it doesn't have to be our customers. Anyone in the craft chocolate making community, we believe it's the same family because at the end goal, all of us is to empower the cocoa farmer because when the chocolate craft chocolate makers buy the cocoa beans, they're paying more to the cocoa farmers and making the cocoa farming sustainable. Because if you look at the normal food chain, the farmers are the one who is compensated least. The more you process, the more value addition is added, but the farmer is not getting the benefit. Whereas with the craft chocolate industry, the industry is so nice. The people, all of you, you are paying more to the farmers and you are increasing their economic status and making it possible for the next generation to get involved in farming because we have seen 10, 12 years ago when we travel, most of the farmers average age is 50 plus, and the younger generation wanted to go to the city and earn money. We know we all want to earn money, we can go to the city, earn money, but at the end of the day, we have to eat, and we cannot eat money. We need the farmer to grow the food for us. In our language, there is a saying, unless the farmer puts his foot in the mud, you don't have the food on your table. So we looked at the importance of the farmer for making farming sustainable. That's why we started Cocoa Town. In fact, when we started in the beginning, one of our the industry expert, he used to say, guys, you're in Cocoa Town and you're making these big machines. Each of these machines is supporting at least 10 farmers with the increased value for their beans. So that's the happiness we got, not by making money but making empowering the other people. So today we thought we want to hear from you, we want your story. So I will share the Cocoa Town. We usually make a presentation about Cocoa Town in a PowerPoint presentation, but we will add that into the recorded video. You can go and see it because today we want to give importance to you. So the first one, we want to know, a lot of people opted for pitching, but some people did not opt. But what we would like to do is at least, all of you turn on your video for a minute, unmute yourself and introduce yourself. Just your name, your company, what you do, like whether you are a chocolate maker or nut butter maker or farmer, anything, whatever your business, and then what you like to see in the future webinars. So if you can just all of you take 30 seconds to a minute to introduce yourselves, and then we can go to the pitch. I would appreciate that, and thank you for joining.
I'm Teresa Grant, and I work for Cocoa Town. I'm part of your Empowering Chocopreneurs team. I help with social media, marketing, and webinars and many hats. So I'm honored to be here and have all of you here. And so I'll go to the next person next to me on the screen. I have Daniel. Daniel, would you like to open your mic and introduce yourself?
Hello to everyone. I am a chef which is most specialized in chocolate, especially cakes and praline. And I want to go further on with using only sustainable beans and try to produce and to commercialize my own chocolate.
Thank you, Daniel. Welcome. And next on the screen, I have Thomas. Thomas, would you like to open your mic and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, good morning.
One second, sorry to interrupt, sorry. Yeah, please also say which country you are from when you're saying.
Okay, I'm from the United States. I live in Richfield, New Jersey, right close to the George Washington Bridge, so I can get into Manhattan easy. Yeah, I started making chocolate about 10 years ago. I met Abdul and bought a Cocoa Town machine and a Cocoa Town roaster. And I've been working out of my home. It's what's good news here in New Jersey. They finally passed the college food law last week. So it looks like in the next 2 or 3 months, we're going to be able to start selling at farmers markets from food we produce at home. So that's a good thing. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Thomas. So you make chocolate out of your home. Okay. And
Yeah,
everyone forgive me if
I was actually at one point make a business out of it, but I've kind of turned it into a hobby. But it's my full-time hobby because I'm a retired teacher, so that's all I do. Great.
Okay, and just before I go on, please forgive me if I mispronounce anyone's name. All I have is it on the screen. So the next person I'd like to ask to open their mic, Sana from Cacao Sana.
Yes, so I'm Sanna Forslund and I'm based in Sweden, out of Stockholm. And I'm a chocolate educator and a chocolate sommelier. And that's my business, Cacao Sana. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Esther, I have you next on the screen. Would you like to open your mic and say hello?
Hi, everyone. I'm here in Charlottesville, Virginia, in the U.S. I started a nonprofit, United by Chocolate, and it's focused on trying to make education more available in more languages, and so doing translation and interpretation.
Great, thank you. Monica, would you like to open your mic? Oh, actually, I have two Monicas I see. So Monica Cordoza.
Okay, hi. I'm from Portugal. I live near Lisbon, and I'm not in the business of chocolate business yet. I'm a pharmacist, but I will quit very soon my job as a laboratory medicine specialist to dive in the chocolate project. I started to make as a chocolatier to make some chocolate confections and bonbons at home. And last year, I started to make chocolate at home with a melange. It's not from Cacao Town, sorry. It's a little bit smaller. And I'm really having fun with it. And I think I'm getting a very good result. So soon, I hope to start some project or my own business. I don't know if here in Portugal or somewhere in the Scandinavia, because I think here in Portugal, we don't consume a lot of chocolate. It's a south country of Europe. It's very hot. So we're not a very, we see chocolate as a sweet, not as a fine product. So let's see. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next on the screen, I have Ning. Ning, would you like to open your mic and say hello?
Hi, am I coming through? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Ning
we hear
from
you.
Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I started making chocolate at home. My first grinder was a Cocoa Town, and I hand winnowed for about a year before I gave that up. This was how I started, and Malaysia is a growing country. So when I got up to speed and realized that the quality of the chocolate was hugely determined by the quality of the beans, I wanted to control it better by determining what kinds of varieties to grow and how to ferment and dry. And so I plunged and bought a farm. It's been 5-6 years. I keep saying 5, but it's really 6 now. COVID has really put a pause on it, on a lot of things, a lot of timelines. And so I'm into my 3rd year's harvest since planting. It's exciting. It's a scary journey. because when I did the plunge and quit my day job, I had a newborn in the same year. So my wife was kind of questioning if it was the best move at the time. But things are stabilizing now, even with the COVID situation, and we're pivoting more into online sales. Used to supply a lot to restaurants, hotels, cafes, and so on, but the business to business stream has also suffered. So I'm switching around. It used to be 70-30, 70% business to business. Now it's getting close to 70% direct to consumer. And I've just launched my this week shop online cart. I wanted to time that for World Chocolate Day, but you know how technology is. When you want it to do something, it does something else. So I'm just getting around to that. I'm done sharing.
Thank you. Very exciting. Okay, next on the screen I have Risha. I hope I pronounced your name.
Yes, perfect. Just one moment. So yes, hello everyone. My name is Risha from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not a chocolatier, but I'm certainly very interested in growing cocoa and developing value-added products. I'm in the environmental field and aquaculture field. So, you know, Trinidad is an area for fine flavor cocoa, chocolate. So I'm really intrigued to continue learning from Cocoa Town. And yeah, so that's, you know, my plans, just to see, you know, get as much information as I can. So when I get involved in growing cocoa, I'm on the right path.
Great, thank you. Okay, Monica.
Okay, my name is Monica Lessie. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago as well. I belong to a cooperative which started as out of a local economic development project in the Southwest Peninsula. We have a few farmers in the group. It's not a cocoa farmers cooperative, it is a farmers cooperative, but we're working with the cocoa farmers, and we have produced a brand of chocolate called Trini Delight. Of course, it's 100% Trinitario cocoa, because that's what we have. And the people to whom we sold the chocolate, they love it. However, when COVID hit us, we had to close down shop, and we were not able to pay rent. We therefore have our stuff in storage, including a Cocoa Town Melange that we bought when we started. We're trying to get back on our feet, and well, I guess with greater effort, we should be able to do that when the lockdown for COVID is eased up. That's it for now.
Thank you for sharing, Monica. Okay, next on the screen, I have David. David, would you like to open your mic? Just say hello.
Hi, hello everyone. It's unusual to only have one David on a seminar. Hopefully you're talking to me. I'm in Belize. I have a cacao farm here that we started in 2016. So we're just entering our first year of real harvest right now. It's a 500-acre, about 200-hectare farm in total, of which we have about half of that in cultivation in Trinitario cacao currently. And we're just looking to reach out to possible cacao buyers and processors and exploring the market ourselves, with moving a little bit further into the value chain with in powder and butter.
Thank you. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Well, I had Anthony next, but it looks like he moved away from his camera, so I will come back to Anthony. Oh, nope, here he comes. Anthony, you want to open your mic and say hello?
Yes, can you hear me? Great. So good morning again. Sorry for the light. My name is Anthony Bridgewater, and I am also from Trinidad and Tobago. And well, first of all, it's good to see so many fellow Trinidadians here in the forum today. And I represent Uber Green Organics. We are a certified organic premium cacao bean exporter from Trinidad and Tobago. And, you know, we have been, the business is about a couple years old, and we have definitely prioritized trying to get or make connections with Cocoa Town users, whether they be in the US or in other parts of the world. And so we really just want to, you know, we're here to make the connections in an industry that has, well, in a country that has formerly been influenced by a lot of heavy government control, but is now private sector led. And we want to be on the forefront of that. And so our company has been the recipient of some Inter-American Development Bank funding to lead a business development cluster around organic cacao. And so, yeah, we're happy to be here and just to make connections with all of you and to the wider cacao community. So thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Giselle, you want to open your mic?
Hi, I'm Giselle. I'm also from Trinidad and Tobago. So many of us here. I actually started a pastry company in 2019, and I focus on pastry and chocolate, making as much as I can in-house. I really like focusing on fruit flavors, and the cacao has many complex flavors, and it doesn't really travel very far for me from the farmers to me using Cocoa Town products on it. I make as well like a lot of the purees that I use. I have a strong focus on using minimum amounts of sweet and fat to kind of let the product shine. So a lot of people really do like when I do chocolate desserts, especially because they know like I kind of coordinate the whole process of the flavor profile.
Great, thank you. Welcome. Okay, next on the screen I have Bricia.
Hello, hi. My name is Bricia. I'm from Peru. I'm glad to be here. I'm a food engineer. I work a lot of time in a chocolate factory, and now I'm trying to starting my own business in chocolatery, but with with a low income. But I'm trying. Now I'm doing this in my home and selling to my family. But I'm glad to be here and meet all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. I have next Heya Ramba. Would you like to open your mic and say hello?
Hello. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm Heya Ramba from Malaysia. Same as our colleague just now, Mr. Ning. I'm not a chocolatier, but I'm a chocolate lover. And now I'm still working with the government, doing research on cocoa, looking for variety with good flavor. So glad to hear and to see all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Everybody's kind of moving around on the screen, so I'm kind of trying to keep track. Gavin, we haven't heard from you. Would you like to open your mic and say hello?
Hello, I'm Gavin. So I'm from the Philippines. I am in Metro Manila. So our story is unique because we actually is a bakery solution provider for 25 years. So meaning we sell solutions from home to industrial, material handling to packaging. So we were looking for a business to, as you know, being an agent of all equipments, normally you don't own the technology except the design. We designed the whole bakeries, so we wanted to have new products, and so we were looking for something to supply to our bakery customers. And then in 2019, so I went to Indonesia to look for a ball mill, and then went to Italy to look for solutions that we can sell and at the same time make. So so finally we pulled the trigger, and then we bought a whole, actually a big line from Pack Int. It's a 600 kilo per hour line. Then this pandemic was interesting. So, but anyway, we already started with the project. We invested again on a crazy sum on roasting, everything. Actually, from sorting, even a color sorter to bean roasting, to everything. So we will make bean to bar using Philippine beans, and hopefully market it locally at a better price, because most, I think, chocolate makers sell it at a very expensive price, in my opinion, locally. So we wanted to make it something that, here we're a developing country, so the people don't have enough money to buy chocolate, at let's say $2.50, $3 price. So hopefully with efficiency we can sell to bakeries and all of these things, all of the products. So we also we actually trying to sell also Coco Town. So we have a winnower and all these things. So it's different. It's a different story from us. I just came from a farm, so we're also we will plant trees soon on the farm. It's a 8 to 10 hectare farm, yeah, nearby. So crazy stuff actually. So anyway, nice to see you all.
Very exciting. Thank you, Gavin. Okay, Jamie Willard, would you like to open your mic and come on and say hello? Hi, Jamie. We see you, but we don't hear you yet.
Do you hear me now?
Yes, we.
Okay. So my name's Jamie Willard. I'm originally from Hershey, Pennsylvania. I'm currently living in Rome, Italy. I'm a graduate student at the American University of Rome. My experience is in agriculture and value-added products. And then I was introduced to cocoa beans, and I had a very amazing experience with really high quality cocoa beans from around the world, and the diversity and the smells. I'm hooked. And so I am beginning my knowledge gathering journey. I'm currently doing my thesis research on cocoa quality, and I'm looking at value chains between Peru and Italy. So I'm very excited, and I'm very happy to meet you all.
Thank you, Jamie. Okay, next I have Simone.
Hi, good day, everyone. My name is Simone Claxton, and I'm from the beautiful Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I see lots of my fellow citizens here. I'm seeing a familiar face, Miss Monica Leslie. We're from the same area. Hi, Miss Leslie. I'm not exactly into chocolate making at the moment. I love agriculture. Into it on a small scale. I'm a business consultant, and I'm also president and founder of a nonprofit organization geared towards empowering young women and girls. However, I'm into soap and candle making, mainly like the soap making side. So because of that love for handcrafted stuff, the chocolate kind of comes into, because we use similar molds and stuff like that. But in 2018, I was introduced to a cocoa estate and the chocolate making process, and I really fell in love with it. And as you know, we have some of the best cocoa in the world in Trinidad. So yeah, so I definitely want to get into it. It's something that's on the radar for very soon. So I decided to join this forum so I can get to learn more, from the experts, in the field. So that's why I'm here, to learn and to collaborate with persons. Yeah. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Simone. Thank you. Welcome. Okay, Constanza Gomez, would you like to open your mic and turn on your camera if you can and say hello?
Hello. My name is Constanza Gomez. I represent Belmin SAS. We are a company that is farming, harvesting cocoa since like 60 years ago. So pretty much we have like a family business around the cacao harvesting. And we start to learn new methods, and we want to learn about the expertise, right? So we want to join these webinars to learn about the cacao and the cocoa, right? And how to produce a proper cacao to have the most amazing chocolate at the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Constanza. Will you open your mic real quick and tell us where you are? Someone has asked in the chat what country you're from.
Sorry, we are from Colombia.
Thank you. Welcome. Okay, let's see. Nisayo Ogata, would you like to open your mic and say hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Nisao Ogata. I am a professor at Universidad of Veracruz, Universidad Veracruzana, and I am an expert in cocoa and cacao, and basically I'm specialized in establishing diversified agroforestry systems of cacao in southern Mexico. And we have, during the past 10 years, we have been trying to link the different steps in the chain of production of cacao, from the plantation to the chocolate bar. And we have used Cocoa Town machinery to build what we call the minimum unit of cacao production, using cocoa, using your machinery, so that we can train campesinos or farmers, peasants, to produce from the harvesting to the chocolate bar, something that amazingly in southern Mexico is basically non-existent. That's what we're doing.
Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, next I see Vasu9. Vasu9's iPhone.
I think like three or four people are there more, and maybe if they come forward and open their mic, you can talk. This one is, I think, Miriam, not Marianne. Miriam?
Oh, Miriam?
I think it's Miriam. Sorry about our pronunciations.
Yes. Also, we have Wynette.
Hi, Wynette. Good morning. Put my mic on. Hi, I'm from TT, Trinidad. I have a small farm in Tableland, and this year, for the first time, we entered the international competition for cocoa beans, and our beans placed second in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, so we're very proud about that. And they were sent up to France for the international competition. So with that success, we are now looking at expanding our acreage in terms of bean production, trying to maintain our quality and produce, good quality beans as we did. We have been working at it for about 9 years now. And we're trying to move along the chain and get into cocoa-based products. So we are familiar with Cocoa Town's machinery, and I'm now looking to upscale into getting to produce some chocolates, but we're still at the tentative stages. So I'm glad to meet all the other fellow Trinidadians. And I was on a previous Cocoa Town presentation, so that's how I made the link here. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Did anyone get missed? Did I miss anyone that would like to come on and say hello?
Okay, then if no one is coming forward, we can start the pitching.
Okay, so we talked about an elevator pitch, which is a 30-second pitch. So if anybody would like to come, they practice their elevator pitch and would like to come forward and do their elevator pitch. At the bottom, there's a reactions section, and you can just press the raise hand button or open your mic. And what I'll do when you're ready is I'll set a timer, because we know the elevator pitch is the 30 seconds it takes to get to 2 floors on the elevator. So you have those 30 seconds to, impress upon someone why they want to do business with you. Anybody want to come? I know, Giselle, would you like to start? Not to put you on the spot.
Sure. Okay, so my business is called GEM. We, as I said, we specialize in trying to make many flavors with minimum fat and sugar. It's not we don't use, we sometimes use alternate sweeteners, and we use different fats so that certain things, especially like chocolate, can kind of have shine through a lot better. So I studied away before I came back to Trinidad. I really always wanted to get into chocolate. I like that we have such a direct connection to chocolate through the history and the continuation of the farming. And yes, like you said, we do give very good price for the cocoa beans. So I think it's very important because we do grow a lot of small varietals and fine flavor cocoa. I use chocolate mostly now in bakery settings. So I make like pan au chocolat and I make babka. I also do cakes, and I'm pushing forward into by the end of the year to also include bonbons and bars.
Okay, that was a little more than 30 seconds just for the sake of critique, but great. You want to really quickly share, do you have some contact information or how someone that you've impressed upon can get in touch with you?
Yes, I have social media is where I do most of my business work. I am Patisserie Gem on Instagram and Facebook. And I also have an email, patisseriegem@gmail.com, and I can put it in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Who's next?
I can jump in. This is Esther.
Perfect. Perfect, Esther. Okay, I'm pressing the timer.
All right. So I'm Esther. I started the United by Chocolate nonprofit a couple years ago when attending conferences and industry events. I thought that the knowledge sharing could use some help. And after suggesting over and over more live streaming, more simultaneous interpretation, and everybody in craft chocolate wants to make a difference, but translation is something not top of mind necessarily. And so that's what I'm focusing on. Sorry, I'm nervous. I'm like breathing hard. So we're doing our first conference this fall, and we want to raise money for a grant fund where we'll be granting money to organizations to put their programming online, live stream, and pay for simultaneous interpretation for like Zoom events like this, so that hopefully you can access more people, especially in producing countries. And so what I'm looking for is two things, is for a producer committee that I'm putting together to help create topics for the conference. If anybody wants to participate in that or knows co-ops or post-harvest professionals that are doing a great job and would like to suggest them, I would love to get in contact. And two, getting in contact with anybody that would like to sponsor all the funds after the $1,000 that are going to go to pay for the interpretation are all going to go towards the grant funding. So the conference will be free, but any donations or sponsorships will go to the grant fund. So if you have any connections or want to sponsor, I would love to also be in touch. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Esther. So just for since we said 30 seconds, and I want to just let everybody know how long they did. That was almost 2 minutes.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Sure, that's okay. Okay, someone else like to go?
Hey, hi everybody. My name is Srinivas. I'm from India, but live in the United States, California. So, hi, I'm testing my market condition. I produce cocoa in India, so I'm trying to test what are the market opportunities here, and I'm learning from you guys. Thank you so much. I love Cocoa Town.
Thank you. That was about 17 seconds, so you had time to spare.
Teresa, whoever is
Yes.
pitching, can you all put your contact information in the chat so we can send it to all the participants? Because the links are important. So put your social media links and everything in the chat, please, so we can share it to all the participants.
Yes, ma'am. What I was going to recommend is anyone that would like to be in touch with the folks in this event, if you put your email or any contact information in the chat, when we share the recording, we can share that information so that you all can be in touch with each other. If that's okay, Mrs. Balu?
Yes, because we normally don't share the information without customers' consent. So since you're all here,
Right.
if you give a consent to be contacted by your fellow, chocolate makers or the chocolate community people, so please put your information.
Yes. Okay, anyone else want to do their elevator pitch?
I can go next.
Perfect.
So I'm Sana and I'm based in Stockholm, and as a chocolate educator, I want to spread the word about chocolate and cacao and make more people get the chance to try something that they might not have tried before. And in Sweden, we have an amazing amount of people who are willing to learn more and are eager to try something new. So we are starting a startup, so we will also import chocolate. And I also write about chocolate to international and Swedish public.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. The floor is open. Wynette, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, hi.
The floor is yours.
So I would like to broaden my contact with persons who need cocoa beans, quality cocoa beans, because that is what we are offering. And we want to be able to supply persons not only in Trinidad, but in the wider Caribbean and also outside of the Caribbean with Trinitario beans that are grown to quality specifications, and that would ensure that if they have a quality bean, they get a quality cocoa product. Thank you.
Thank you. Who joined late that would like to just introduce themselves?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, welcome.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Maddie Smith. I am the Barefoot Chocolatini out of the Big Island of Hawaii. And I'm really excited to be here. I'm actually not in Hawaii at the moment, so my time zone is good. But I am an educator as well. And I was the president of the East Hawaii Cacao Association. We have the most cacao in Hawaii on the Big Island. And there's a lot of things changing over there. So anyway, I'm a quality control freak because we have to protect our industry. And I'm here to share that I would like to meet all of you one day, but also more importantly, I am sourcing the best of the best of the best of the best cacao that I can find in Hawaii, all of the island chain. So you can find me at Barefoot Chocolatini. I'm revamping a lot of stuff on my social media and internet type of things, but it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for you guys putting this all together. And I'm excited to hear more of what everybody else is up to. Thank you.
Thank you.
Teresa, one more thing. If any of the chocolate makers here, they want to show their chocolate creations or wrappers or something, they're welcome to. If they're not doing the pitch, at least if they want to show their products, they can do it.
Sure. Also, we have about 10 minutes left, and we could stay a little tiny bit over, just a little bit over, but anybody else want to give their pitch before I go on and make another suggestion? Everybody got a chance to pitch that wanted to give their pitch in 30 seconds.
Hi, it's Constanza again.
Constanza.
Yep. I represent Belmain, and we are dedicated to produce special cocoa beans of high quality with eco-friendly practices and social responsibility. Our farm is in the limits of a natural park reservation, so we need to ensure to protect the nature. And we provide distinctive flavor profiles of beans due to this natural environment. So thank you.
Beautiful, thank you.
I'd like to say something again as well. I do teach post-harvest production, so fermentation and going through those natural practices, kind of mirroring what Costanza was just saying. There's a lot of monocropping in Hawaii, and I don't support that. I'd prefer people to agroforestry style and intercrop, especially with our native endemic trees, to not just move to Hawaii and clear cut the forest. So there's a lot of education and things happening, and I'm excited to learn from you guys of how you guys have best practices throughout the world, so we all can be eating better cacao. And I'm looking forward to also putting together a course on how to educate people on a grander scale, because I used to do chocolate farm tours and not anymore because of all this stuff, but to put a course together on how to truly read labels and what's in these products that we're eating and where are they really coming from, so we can shift that market ourselves. Instead of trying to increase rates for farmers, let's just decimate the old market and just make it amazing and feed people really good chocolate. So there's a lot of inspiration and imagination and curiosities that come out of eating chocolate. So carry on, the Willy Wonkas of the world.
Thank you. Mrs. Balu, you have anything?
Yeah, like I said, if anybody wants to share their, chocolate creations, wrappers, anything else, you're welcome. You don't have to do elevator pitch, but you can show your what you make.
The other thing I was going to suggest, if anyone had oh, Jamie, you opened your mic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to try and sneak in. I'm not a chocolate maker, but I think that my story might be of interest, if that's all right. So I'm a master's student at the American University of Rome. My thesis research topic is titled The Quality Within the Cocoa Bean, and it's determining the definitions of cocoa quality along the craft chocolate value chain between Peruvian cocoa farmers, cocoa producers, and Italian chocolate makers. So I'm looking at each step in the value chain and asking about words and definitions and standards that are used to discuss cocoa quality, to support the eventual streamlining of vocabulary and standards so that there is a even vocabulary across the industry so that we can support cocoa producers in selling and accessing markets to get more high quality cocoa on the market and more craft chocolate, amazing craft chocolate available for consumers who are really hungry for it. Thank you.
Anyone have any questions for anyone that they've heard from today? A question, if you want to use that raise your hand feature, maybe now is a good time to ask a question.
And also we want to ask them any suggestions for our future webinars. What kind of webinars do they like?
Hi, this is Tom. I have my, I make a body butter using cocoa butter and cacao or coconut oil and shea butter. It's actually probably sell more of these than I do chocolate. Right now I have my single origin Dominican and Ecuadorian. I tend to use Dominican cacao because I used to live in the Dominican Republic and I've spent quite a bit of time down there. Then I buy cocoa powder from Cacao Supply in Brooklyn. They're originally Ecuadorian family. I just rebag it, but people like my cocoa powder too. So that's pretty much most of my products except for the cookies and brownies and other baked goods I do. So that's most of what I do here.
Beautiful. Can you want to put in the chat how people can get a hold of you and get your products?
Well, technically I'm not legally supposed to sell food products yet. So I just mostly between family and friends and local contacts. My wife's Dominican and she has a pretty large network in Washington Heights. So I sell to like some of these body butters to Dominican women that own beauty salons and things like that. So it's mostly what I do. I don't really,
great.
I mean, I mail it to my brothers and
starts.
sisters around the country and stuff, but I don't really do too much sales like that.
Can I show you guys my first product I've ever made?
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's nothing too exciting, but it's just my logo and I love it so much. But it's a t-shirt.
Beautiful.
So I hope it's something that people want to wear and then we can raise awareness of what a cacao pod is. I put it in yellow on a different edition and it looked like a lemon. So I won't be putting yellow pods out there. Word to the wise.
Great. And are those t-shirts available to order?
Not yet. I'm working on some gift baskets, putting together some coffee, chocolate, macadamia nuts, maybe some vanilla from Hawaii. And yeah, it'll be like swag, people want to rock the brand and talk about it. But coming soon, I do want to put together a podcast and interview people like everybody on here. Thank you. It's exciting. I feel like a lot of us are kind of on these islands, so to speak, around the world, and we're so nerdy about what we love. And it's kind of hard to come by other people at our level of understanding, farming practices and how to taste chocolate and awesome products, that people are making. And it's so amazing because everybody has a story of why they're here, So thank you again.
Speaking of art, maybe I could just add that I'm also an artist. So I will in this fall release my cacao pod art to the world, as in aquarellas and posters. So anyone who's curious can send me a message on Instagram at Cacao Sana, and you will also be able to see some of my aquarellas there. To spread the joy of chocolate in every single way I can. That's that's what I do in everything.
Beautiful. Will you put that information in the chat if you haven't already?
Yeah, I wrote
my
handle, Instagram handle, so that people can.
Beautiful. Wonderful.
Hi, Simone here. I just
Hi,
want to
Simone.
say hi. Yeah, congrats to Thomas because I do something similar as well. Where I make like shea butter and cocoa butter, like body butters and stuff, and I repackage like some cocoa powder and like cocoa nibs. So that's as far as I get, at the moment with respect to that. But I wanted to ask a question to Jamie. I know she's studying and she said she's dealing with the Peru cocoa. So I'm just wondering, why her choice of that cocoa? If there's any specific reason why she's studying that type of cocoa.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So it took a while to decide which connections. I was going between Italy and the United States on the chocolate maker side and Latin America, the entire of Latin America on the cocoa producer side. I ended up choosing Peru because I got a internship through the USAID NCBA Inclusive program that was with cocoa producers. So I'm learning side by side with cocoa producers about post-harvest practices. And so that was a very strong connection. But I know folks from Trinidad, and yeah, you have some amazing cocoa, and there's been a lot of work that's been done and a great research institution on your island. And yeah, that may be a future opportunity to pursue, because I feel like y'all have a lot of information and are very knowledgeable about cocoa quality on Trinidad. So.
Okay, Jamie, thanks. Yeah, I was just wondering. So, okay, great. Understand.
Thank
Hello?
you. Monica, oh, yeah, go ahead, Anthony, and then Monica.
Thank you. Yeah, so just dovetailing off of the last two contributors, Trinidad is sometimes and often overlooked cacao origin because for various reasons, newer producers might not readily know of it, but it does have a deep cacao growing heritage. And like I think Jamie was saying, we have the International Cocoa Gene Bank here at the University of the West Indies. And Trinidad is actually the birthplace of the Trinitario bean. So again, I'm with Uber Green Organics, and we work with select estates to offer the world this special bean. And we are one of 2 certified organic estates in the country. So I put some contact info in the chat, but you can find us at ubergreen.org. And I put my email there too, anthony@ubergreen.org. So feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Monica, did you still want to share? You had your hand up, but then it went down.
Okay, I do have a little snippet of a video that we have been preparing for International Cooperative Day. A little portion of it highlights our chocolate. I'm not too familiar with sharing screen, but I have the video on WhatsApp. And I don't know if I could share the screen from here.
Let me see. Okay, for just a moment, I'm going to make you co-host, and that'll allow you to share your screen.
Okay.
Do you see the share the screen green button at the bottom?
I'm seeing it, yeah.
Okay.
So I click on that. I don't know how to do this, right? I need some guidance.
Yeah, so you click on that,
Yeah.
and that will allow you to, that'll show you what screens are available to share. And click on the screen that has your video.
Like that, right?
Yeah, you got it. Now, sometimes I have difficulty making sure the sound is there.
just love chocolate, but I don't like cheap chocolate. However, once I've tasted Trinity Delight, I cannot buy any other chocolate. It's got a smooth, lovely flavor, and you can actually taste the authentic Trinidadian cocoa beans. It is the most wonderful chocolate I've ever eaten in all my life.
Hey, how do I unshare?
Let's see. What I'll do is,
In the top, you will see stop sharing. So you click on that stop sharing button. And the top bar, you will see stop sharing.
Oh, getting it. Stop video. No. I'm not getting it.
let's see if I can.
If you could stop it, it would be great.
Let's see.
Okay, Teresa, maybe you can change your back to the participant.
Yep, I tried that.
Wow.
Because she has to do it on her screen. On the top, it'll show up
Yep.
stop sharing, there's no sharing. So
My screen is minimized. I can't get it to open.
I got it. Here we go.
All right, it's open now.
There we go.
Okay.
We learn something new every day.
You're okay now, right?
Stop sharing. Yep.
I'm not seeing an option to stop sharing.
no, you have to go
It's
back.
okay, Monica. I
Monica,
stopped sharing.
Once again, Monica, you have to go back to the Zoom screen because you may be still in your video screen. So switch to the Zoom screen again.
Okay,
Then
I'm here
you will
now.
see the
Yeah,
stop
I'm in the
sharing.
Zoom screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that video.
Okay.
All right, so we just have a few more minutes. This is your chance. You have the co-founders of Cocoa Town in your midst, and if you have a topic for an Empowering Chocopreneurs webinar that would help you, or that you want to offer to us, now's your chance.
Can I share a video?
Okay.
You go ahead.
Madeline,
did you have a topic that you wanted us to cover?
Okay. Yeah, I was just thinking, you know, out in Hawaii, we have a lot of challenges with living off grid and not having enough solar power or having a humidity controlled environment, you know, all the challenges of making chocolate at origin. And if there could be a webinar on that, you know, maybe people around the world also have a similar problem and they have some pretty good hacks. You know, I've learned a few from a lot of the farmers over there on how to make it work. And, you know, in Hawaii, we're all about function. It doesn't have to be pretty, you just got to get the job done right. So that could be one. And then also marketing in terms of branding and, you know, what are the main things to look for putting on packaging? How can we really identify these farms around the world as being the best of the best of the best? You know, Uber Green's already on that, and you other guys are too. But to kind of standardize it, you know, like the woman studying the schooling, how can we emulate these other markets through, you know, the wine industry, the liquor industry, the cannabis industry, all these other top echelon markets that if we really want to be providing a high value to our consumer and a good education to back it, they need to know what they're getting. And, you know, there's only so many educators in the world, but if we can help the companies really hit these things that should be on labels to really identify and go back to tracing where these beans come from at the source, then it takes a lot of the heat off of the little guy, because we're just being so transparent. We have nothing to hide. This is how they're grown. They're so healthy. They're so good for you. And there's no, bad stuff going on behind the scenes. So that's a lot to kind of talk about over time, but I'm sure that you guys have a lot of, ideas on how to tackle those sorts of things. And also fermentation. Everybody wants to know about fermentation, first stage, second stage, is it climate controlled, all the nuances that go along into it. That's really where we need to be talking about flavor development. And beyond that, it really starts with soil health. So organic is great, but organic still allows pesticides, and, things that I don't really want to eat personally. So if we can get more on the tip of biodynamic, let's integrate, with the sun and the moon and the stars, and let's make this amazing. Let's really do what our forefathers were doing long, long, long ago. And I have a lot to say all the time, but thank you.
Great. You just did our job for the next quarter. That's like 5 or 8 webinars, topics. Now what we have to do is find experts to present on those topics. We do have a webinar on fermentation. If you go to our website, there's a way to register to get linked to see the past webinars.
Yeah, I think I'd seen those go by. I couldn't make them, but thanks for making those available. And I am available if you do want to pick my brain. And yeah, excited.
Great, excellent.
Oh, one more thing.
Anyone else?
Sorry to interrupt you again, but Cocoa Town, are you guys offering affiliates, or how do you promote and sell your machines? I know I see you guys promoting a lot, but in Hawaii, I don't know if there's an importer or a point of contact for people to get Cocoa Town machines in Hawaii. So just throwing that out there, that maybe I could help you.
Yeah, we can talk that offline.
Let's see. Got a hand raised if you want to open your mic.
Hi, you have been talking, I'm again Nisao Ogata from Universidad Veracruzana. You have been talking about which will be the best of the best of the best cacao beans. And I want to emphasize that the best cocoa beans that you can produce or manufacture must be that one who is growing in the shade of the tropical forest, because nowadays the market is supplied by cacao who is growing in the sun. So that it has been one of the biggest problems for Ghana and Ivory Coast, for example, you're saying too, for the deforestation and disappearing of native populations from monkeys to elephants. And that way has been now turning the cocoa plantations into a predator system of production. What we are doing in Universidad Veracruzana in southern Mexico is basically to promote the growing of cacao as the main factor of producing cacao is that it has to be grown in the shade, because in the shade then you can have a variety of other products coming from the same forest. Besides, you have a better temperature, you have a better distribution of the water inside the forest. And the other more important thing is that, for example, in Mexico, we have a very special diversity of cacao, that it is related with the different steps of fermentation. Not all the varieties behave the same way through a fermentation process. For example, the criollos that we grow here in Mexico that were grown from pre-Hispanic times requires less time to ferment than the varieties that have been imported coming from Trinidad, for example, or from Ecuador. So the idea for the production of cacao needs to change and needs to be clear that is a controlled production, is not infinite. So under these rules is that the producers of chocolate needs to take into account all these factors, because then you are not only selling a chocolate bar, you are selling the conservation of nature in the places where naturally grow the cacao. And the other more important thing, we have around 5.5 million people who dedicates to the cultivation of cacao in the world. These produce more than $120 billion a year of money. However, 90% of these 5.5 people is living in poverty, extreme poverty. So I leave this message to you so that we can try through a company like Cocoa Town, try to change the rules of the game, because we have been using your machinery trying to teach people that never has processed the cacao beans as to produce chocolate bars. And they have been doing incredible things with your equipment. The only problem that we have in Mexico is that we have to pay a huge tax just to import the equipment. So, but that's another story. My main message is to leave you the idea that the chocolate must be in agreement with a rational use of nature in the places where we grow the beans.
Thank you, Dr. Ogata. I think we should have a separate webinar on this topic with you. That will be.
I will be more than happy, because we have been working with this for many years, and we have specific examples of how we have transformed families of indigenous people, and we have introduced your machines. And it's amazing what these people who have never seen an equipment like that can do, basically miracles with that. I will be more than happy. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
One more thing off of what he was just saying, I completely agree. You know, in Hawaii, we have a lot of newcomers moving in, and they want to clear cut the forest and monocrop cacao and make it in pure sun. And, you know, they think like, oh, if we do it like this, it'll pump quicker and we'll get more faster. And they have no recognition of the lifespan of the tree and how it was originally growing in the Amazon and all these other places. It needs to be in the shade. It's so stupid. So anyway, I'm so glad that you're saying all of that, because I completely agree. And, you know, it's, when we talk about cacao products, and what you're saying is we're not just selling a chocolate bar, we're selling a preservation of nature.
Exactly. That's the point. Extra values.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. And that's a mindset. You know, not everybody wants to think like that. They just think they're, you know, in their own world and everything comes to them magically. But yeah, thank you. I completely agree.
Okay, we're going to do one more share. I see Risha has her hand.
Okay,
and then we have to close.
Okay, yes, just piggyback on what was said previously. I don't know if Cocoa Town was able to participate in a cocoa and chocolate summit a few weeks ago. And I know one of the topics was agroforestry and the importance. So I think that is certainly something, you know, a topic that needs to be discussed, because not everyone understands the balance of nature and the importance, you know, how it benefits the farmer, how it benefits the soils, the community, the earth. Okay, we're seeing so many effects of climate change. So I certainly think that should be a topic with, you know, sustainable agriculture, agroforestry.
Okay, now just Dr. Balu wants to say something, and then we can wrap up.
Wonderful.
Hello, everyone.
Just a reminder, everybody put your contact information in the chat. Go ahead, Mr. Balu.
I think one of the best outcome of the whole seminar is, like a professor said, we have to look at the whole chocolate industry differently. It's not we are not just selling chocolate. We are selling a means to bring the nature back. And I think we should. I mean, all the chocolate makers should start focusing on that. I mean, that's the only way we can beat that big chocolate companies. Big chocolate companies, they cannot do that. Only craft chocolate makers, they can use that weapon to really bring the earth back. So that's one of the good outcome, I think. Right. I think we should talk to the professor, keep talking to him and see how we can bring his message more loudly.
Yes, I will be glad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think, in the interest of everybody's time, I think we are going to wrap up. But we are still open for your comments and any suggestions. Please feel free to email us to, Cocotown. You know how to reach us. And also, please spread the word to other people. And like, Balu said, we should use our power because most of the chocolate makers, they work with the farmers directly. So we have to educate the farmers to make sure they don't clear cut and they use the agroforestry system, like the Cabruca system they call in Brazil. And as together, we will save the earth and we be healthier and happier. And we want all of you to stay healthy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Our actions and our deeds should benefit the whole world. Thank you all for participating. So we will see you next week on the another webinar with the Cameroon and the cocoa history and chocolates, brought to you by IEC from Canada. See you all.